What I'm going to explain to you now is in a little bit more detail the function of these 4 buttons. Let's do that by optimizing to skin. If I've got my molecule and I find 2 best ingredients, it will find any combination of the 101 molecules in this list mixed with hundreds of the molecules in the same list. So 1 with 2, 1 with 3, 1 with 4, etc. All combinations are calculated. Here you see the result. If I do this for the 3, it will actually take a little bit longer. You can see that here up the list. But in fact it's creating phase diagrams of 101 times 100 times 99, which is about 100 times 100 times 100 is 1,000,000 different phase diagrams. Then it's calculating about 1,000 points within that phase diagram. So therefore it's calculating 1 billion different combinations of solvents and will then tell you which one is the best. It actually takes me longer to explain than a machine to calculate it. Here are the results. The way how you should read this is the phase, the oil phase. The oil phase percent of 68% of chemical 1, 90% of chemical 2, and 13% of chemical 3. If you, however, work in the formula, you see that we have 20% formula and 1% active. That means there's 19% left. And if I multiply 0.868 times 19, I end up at 12.9, 3.6, and 2.5. So you will immediately know what to use in your formula. If for whatever reason you say, I don't like this chemical, it tells you at the bottom, Control Shift click to enable, disable. Control Shift click. And now the DMI has been deselected. It will no longer look for that. So if I do rerun the thing again, it will give me another combination. It will recalculate everything, but now ignore the DMI. If you have a different requirement, namely you are convinced that you must have, let's say, 2% of a certain silicon in your formula, you type before F2. Here you see the result of 3 molecules not containing the DMI. In effect, this was the second best possibility. So if I want to have a certain molecule at 2%, I just do type F2, which means in my total formula I will have this. Right now I cannot calculate it because these numbers are of course now wrong. You then delete them. The quickest way is doing it like this. Now I have these 4 molecules listed, and if I now want to find the best ratio of those 4 emollients, I just click Optimize Selected Ingredient List. Off you go, and it's done. It has now automatically picked 2% because that's what you insisted on, and has calculated this. It is always worthwhile to start looking at the SFG and the AFG. The more freedom I give the system, and that is the most in the find best 3 ingredients, followed by 2 ingredients, followed by this one at the top, and then this one at the bottom. The higher the degree of freedom, the better the SFG will be. There's only one thing left to explain. That is this one. Find best extra ingredient in the current formula. Say this is my existing formula, and a formulation that you have on the marketplace already, but you realize that it could be improved. You give some space. Let's say this 36.5 I reduce to 30, and the 34 I also reduce to 40. Now you see that I have 89.5% of my oil phase defined. That means there is 10.5% left in the oil phase to play with. If I now type that button, find best extra ingredient for current formulation, it will find whichever ingredient, it needs to add a 10.5% to get to the best score. And here we are. It's just adding 10.5% of bag 8.